next topic, man. We have been doing our inside division topics. I mean, segment on here. We've been going through each different division. 2 weeks ago, we did the NFC North. Last week, we did the NFC East. And this week, we're going to do Courtney's beloved NFC South, man. That
That's a
is a
strong,
division.
strong word. Beloved is very strong.
I mean that you're beloved. You trying to you put them to the side now. But that team that division, that's Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans Saints, Atlanta Falcons, and the team that we robbed blind, the fucking Carolina Panthers. By the way, I will love the Panthers forever, man. Shout out to the Panthers, North Carolina. What my man Pt. Pablo say?
Go on and
They
stand up.
You stand up,
around your head, smell like a helicopter.
helicopter.
Yeah.
Who am I? Yeah, that nigga. But anyway, so the NFC South champions were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Revival year by my man Baker Mayfield. They went 9-8 in a very mediocre division, won a division championship, and actually won a playoff game. Beat the shit out of the Philadelphia Eagles, man. For me, man, this is a very mediocre division. I think Tampa is going to be competitive. I think that Baker Mayfield has found a home. I don't know if he's going to have the same season he had last year, but I think he'll be good enough for them to compete. I think that the storylines for this is obviously Baker Mayfield, and can he do this again? Mike Evans just got paid. Obviously is going to be a career buck. How's that going to be? Can they take the things they did last year, where they were able to beat a team, even though they really fell off the face of the earth in the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that were the defending NFC champions and were started off 10-1. They made pretty easy work of them. Can they take that to the next level? I think those are things I'm going to be looking for as well for that team. And they're going to have a little bit more competition, at least from the Atlanta Falcons. We'll get into them later on. But I think it's really about can they repeat as the division champions, and does Baker have an encore in him for that team? Dante, what you're close to the NFC South, obviously being there in Atlanta. What's some storylines that stick out to you for the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Seeing what they do with Baker Mayfield. I think more than anything with year two, I think Baker had a couple comments recently where he said, he finally admitted, yeah, when I was in Cleveland, I should have got surgery on my shoulder. I was trying to play through it. And that really, derailed his career for a couple years. And so with him, back on the straight and narrow, not straight and narrow, but him performing like a first round quarterback, I think it's now a matter of what they do to build on that. They already keep Mike Evans. It's a team that's, a few years removed from a Super Bowl, and you don't have Tom Brady anymore, but you still have some of the skeleton of that Super Bowl team. So with a coach like Todd Bowles, I think for them, with this division, I'll let you know how I feel about the Falcons in a minute. But I think for the Bucs, you have to be confident coming into this season. I think this is something where you feel like this is your division to lose. And I think they're gonna take care of business. I actually do, I do have them repeating as division champion.
That's interesting. You got them repeating. Courtney, what did you think about the Bucs, and what storylines you got for them for this season?
I mean, running back the same team basically doesn't really move the needle much for me. I do think that they're going to win the division, but that's not really to credit them. It's more of just a testament to how bad I think the rest of the division is going to be, my Saints included. So yeah, I think they should win the division pretty handedly. I mean, that's my take. I really don't care about the Bucs. I really don't care about this division anymore. I am complete, which is so unfortunate that the Saints have beat me down to this point. I'm just completely apathetic to the NFC South and to the plot of the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, we're gonna get to your Saints in just a minute. Don't you worry. Mikey, what's your take on what the storyline should be with the Falcons? I'm not Falcons, but the Buccaneers.
Well, with the Bucks, I just want to know who's going to be wide receiver 3. You got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and then outside of that, you got a young wide receiver out of Washington, Jalen McMillan. He's coming out of this class the same with Roma Dunze. He's pretty solid out there, but seeing if he can emerge as a number 3. And then I just want to see how they do with without Dave Canales. Dave Canales as their offensive coordinator did wonders for Baker Mayfield, revived him, and obviously he's now the head coach of their rival Carolina Panthers. So I want to see what that offense looks like now that there's going to be, kind of a new voice there, and at offensive coordinator. But I don't have them winning the division.
All right, Bang. What's your take on the Bucks?
It's really about Baker Mayfield. Can he be consistent? Does he have a home? I think outside of that, I think that Todd Bowles on the coaching side of it, um, like, do they have a team that can compete? And I know what we're going to talk about with the Atlanta Falcons, but it's still to me a wide open division. So, do they have enough to compete with Atlanta at the very least to say, "Hey, we still here, fam. We a couple of years off of a Super Bowl, and I know it was time there, but we still around." That means that Ty Bowles and Baker Mayfield got to be good. But I just thought about this, and I totally spaced out on it. Their offensive coordinator is gone. Their offensive coordinator is the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers. So it's like, all right, what that's going to look like, too. So offensively, can they cut the mustard?
Let's go on to the New Orleans Saints. I'm gonna have this very, very, very fucking brief. Uh,
Hey,
very, very fucking brief with New Orleans, man. Well, like we just said, the news about just came out a second ago. From Ian Rappaport, Saints offensive tackle Ryan Ramchick. He's out for the season because of the NFL rules. With him being placed on reserve and the PUP list. I mean, look, man, you got Derek Carr. Was it Derek or Dave? Derek Carr is your fucking quarterback. You got the human embodiment of white privilege in Taysom Hill. You got Nathan Peterman and you got Spencer Rattler. That's got to be one of the worst quarterback rooms in football. I don't have anything positive to say about them. I think Alvin Kamara left, or the corpse of Alvin Kamara left. I don't know. I think they're gonna be a competitive team just because this division is very mediocre. So I think that they'll be in the quote unquote race, just because they're alive and they're breathing. And they play play fucking games every week. But I have nothing else to say about this team. I think it's gonna be a bad football team, and they're definitely 9 games. It's not gonna happen. I think they're gonna switch spots. Uh, Honestly, I'm not gonna go that far. I was gonna say something positive about Carolina. I ain't got no. They're gonna drop. I think they're gonna drop at least a spot in third in division. So, I think it's on the right to throw it to Courtney. You are the resident Saints fan. What are you expecting?
yeah, I think it's a little crazy that you even considered the fact that Carolina could be better than us. I think that's a little
It's not
disrespectful.
that crazy.
That's a little disrespectful. I'm not gonna hold you, but it's fine.
No pun
Uh,
intended.
no, for real. I don't disagree with that this team is going to be incredibly mediocre. I think the ceiling is somewhere around, like, I'm looking at the schedule right now. That first 5 games of the season, we'll be lucky if we come out with 2 wins, one over Carolina, maybe one over Atlanta, but I'm still a little unsure about that. The back half of the schedule, like I was saying, a little bit softer. I don't know. I see a scenario where I'm a happy, unhappy fan if they win 6 or 7 games this season. But again, I'm all in on the tank. I say just start it now. I think they'll be able to shed the money off Derek Carr's contract in next season. If they, which, listen, they got a bunch. They're in cap fucking hell. Like, what can you do? It's so depressing being a Saints fan. It really is. I really am all in on the tank. I think that if they start the tank now, we can be in solid draft positioning by 2026. I said it earlier, and I'll say it again.
New Orleans, at least you have Essence Fest. Bang, what you think about Bang, what you think about the Saints?
Hey, man. Hey, they're one of the teams that's going to be poor for Shador. All right? They're going to be
Poor
one of
for
those teams.
Shador. I like
Poor
that.
for
Oh my
Shador.
god.
All right?
Poor
Go
for
ahead and give me.
Shador.
They're poor for Shador. All right? Yeah, this team's going to be terrible with a capital terrible. I don't see no other way. That's all I got. Like, you already have injury issues. You got you got Carr, who is just,
I will
maybe.
say, to their credit, I will give Mickey Loomis, the general manager, a little slightest tip of the cap.
Wow.
I like the Willie Gay signing. I don't hate the addition of Chase Young, but again,
I forgot Chase Young did go to New Orleans.
yeah,
He's already on the pup list. He's already on the pup list.
Look,
Keep his ass off Bourbon Street, boy. You just
right. Look. Here's the thing when it comes to all of that, right? The thing about the Saints is they lucky that the Carolina Panthers is in that division.
Yeah,
That's what they're lucky. But at the same time, I might have something to say about them. So no.
yeah.
I have nothing to say about the Carolina Panthers other than like Bryce Young, my brother.
If you know a Panther fan, give him a hug.
For real.
If you know a Panther fan, give him a hug.
I feel bad.
Nah, I talked to Panthers fans and I told them thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving us Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson for quarterback who's my height. Dante, what you think about what I know that's how you know we doing media shit right here. We trying to find anything to say about the fucking Saints. So if you got anything,
they need to tear that fucking Superdome down. That's what I think. The Saints are terrible. The Saints are terrible. Like they gave Drew Brees that Kobe contract and they are fucked. Like this is what
Kobe
you get.
contract.
This is what you get. So yeah, I think the Saints are gonna be terrible.
The only thing I got to say about them, the only prediction I have, Derek Carr was talking really spicy to Chris Olave a lot last year on a couple routes and shit. My prediction, Chris Olave is gonna put that motherfucker through a Gatorade cooler this year.
Especially if there's no more Michael Thomas for anybody to hide behind.
100%. Chris Olave is gonna be like, all right, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that would be funny. See that nigga get pushed through that shit, man.
And that's the thing. You put any other quarterback in that position with somebody like Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara in the backfield. And listen, we don't know what Cedric Wilson Jr. we're gonna get, right? I don't hate the way the offense looks. I just hate that Derek Carr.
Courtney, man. Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something, man. You be over here talking the biggest shit when we're talking about DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift, Caleb Williams, and you're talking about some Cedric fucking Wilson Jr. and Willie Gay and Willie fucking Gay, a 31-year-old. A 32-year-old fucking linebacker, and you got the nerve to talk to us about the Bears? Get the fuck out. Let's go to the Falcons. Let's go to the Falcons.
Hey, send the Beignet Saints to the fucking XFL, man. Them niggas stink.
You know what I'm saying? Cafe Du Monde is shut down.
I can't wait for them to win 7 games this season.
Oh, poor Shador.
You're gonna be waiting 2 years for that. That ain't fucking
7 games, so your ass can end up with Drew Aller out of Penn State or Carson Beck.
Hey, the streets were saying that Carson Beck might actually go a lot higher than
you can't talk about us no more.
Oh, he's going number 1 and poor.
He's going.
That's how bad the quarterback class is now.
Carson Beck like he failed on Wall Street.
That paper on display, I haters old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna